Nicola Sturgeon's drive for a new independence referendum risks putting a wrecking ball to Scotland's COVID recovery, Douglas Ross has warned. The Scottish Tory leader urged voters to reject the total recklessness of Ms Sturgeon's plans and condemned the scandals, the sleaze, the secrecy of the SNP, in a savage attack on the First Minister's record ahead of May Scottish Parliament elections. Mr Ross said the country was suffering under a rotten, festering SNP government. Closing his party's virtual spring conference, the Moray MP accused her of pursuing a wildcat referendum that could encourage disorder and anarchy. He also read out a roll call of shame of SNP parliamentarians and officials involved in sexual scandals and the Alex Salmond affair. Mr Ross said, the SNP have become the very thing they sought to destroy. They are the morally bankrupt Scottish Labour Party they once rebelled against. Ms Sturgeon has previously set out her plans to seek a vote on breaking up the UK in the early part of the next Holyrood term, which runs from 2021 to 2026. But Boris Johnson has made it clear that he has no intention of granting powers to hold a vote, raising the prospect of a court battle if the SNP seeks to organise its own. Rallying unionists, Mr Ross said another majority nationalist government would be the biggest threat to Scotland's recovery from the pandemic. He told the conference that the looming election was nothing less than Scotland's future. There should be no doubt that the SNP will claim a majority as a mandate to hold another divisive independence referendum, he said. We should be focused on rebuilding one brick at a time, using the strong foundations of the United Kingdom to help us do it. We won't rebuild by bulldozing what we have, by taking a wrecking ball to Scotland's recovery. Conservatives north of the border have been buoyed by improved polling and an SNP in meltdown amid several scandals. Ms Sturgeon's popularity has been badly dented by the damaging row with her former mentor Alex Salmond. He has accused her of breaching the ministerial code over her government's botched investigation into the handling of sexual misconduct allegations against him. The probe resulted in a judicial review defeat in court, with the saga costing the taxpayer more than £500,000. Last week, the SNP was rocked by yet more sleaze scandals, with two MPs accused of harassment. One of them, Patrick Grady, the MP for Glasgow North, has resigned as chief whip while an investigation into the claims takes place. Mr Ross claimed the SNP's latent ugliness was now evident with a roll call of shame. This included Peter Murrell, Mr Sturgeon's husband and SNP chief executive, who Mr Salmond has claimed plotted with others to have him imprisoned. Mr Ross also cited former SNP Minister Derek Mackay, who quit after he bombarded a 16-year-old boy with more than 200 messages on social media. The Scottish Tory leader confirmed his party would table a no-confidence vote against Ms Sturgeon over the Salmond saga. Promising not to hold back, Mr Ross said, "From now to May, we're not going to back off an inch." His speech came after Cabinet Office Minister Michael Gove branded Ms Sturgeon's independence drive a massive distraction from the coronavirus fightback. During a visit to a walk-through COVID testing centre at Rangers Ibrox Stadium in Glasgow, Mr Gove also echoed the Prime Minister's vow at the weekend to cut the SNP down to size. Around 1,000 civil service jobs are to be moved from Whitehall to Glasgow and East Kilbride as part of Mr Johnson's levelling up promise and drive to strengthen the union. The SNP said Mr Ross should quit as an MP before his likely election to the Scottish Parliament in May. And a spokesman for Ms Sturgeon said, "The First Minister and the SNP government are entirely focused on leading Scotland through the pandemic, which is exactly what the people of Scotland would expect. And it is becoming ever clearer that on the issues that matter, the Tories under Douglas Ross have absolutely nothing positive to offer."